Yo, yo, yo! What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great, lovely Friday evening. To our viewers, thank you for taking your time off to, this lovely evening to hop on to our Friday Night Live. We have yet again another, exciting, great guest, right? Welcome here, Lucas. What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm great. We're great.
Hi.
Yeah, yeah. So let me, just start off with a
Hello,
little bit
can you
about
hear
who
me?
we are. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Wicked, yeah.
Yeah, it was breaking just now.
Sorry, the line is not good just now.
It's fine, man. So let me just start off with a little introduction about what we do, and yeah, we can just start off with the intro first. Basically, we are FACADEMY. Yeah, my name is Warren Howe. Founded FACADEMY 2 years ago with my partner Shafiq. I'm the FY investor. He's the FY trader. We combine our skills to level up the playing field for investors and traders alike in the stock market. Basically, our mission is to grow everyone. We believe that everyone deserves $1 million portfolio, and we have been empowering people ever since. Yep. Today we're going to talk about market outlook, right, in Malaysia, global, our insights. What do we think? So please give that like and share, right? Like and share if you enjoy our content. Give it to the algorithm. Yeah, like and share. We will also talk about how to hedge our portfolios in downturn markets, right? Yeah, we'll give our thoughts, right? Okay, awesome. Now, Fig, do you have anything you want to say first?
I think as usual, right, for for our academy nightlife, right,
Mhm.
we do weekly recap, right?
Awesome. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so let me start off that this week have been okay, right? We trade some, we profit some, we lost some, right? We do weekly recap. Okay, right? Sorry, there's a echo there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right,
It was
all
mine.
right.
Sorry.
Okay. Then yeah, sorry, where am I? Right. So we profit some, we lost some, right? We trade toughy. But basically this week focus, we are more to short term trading, more like intraday trading. So yeah, we lost on P Glock, which is actually a wrong entry, right? And also a wrong exit also. And but if I want to share about the market sentiment for this week, right? If I may share, actually, market has been good, right? Market has been bullish past 2 weeks, right? This week market already break the previous high, previous resistance, and currently testing the resistance, like 3 months resistance, right? So yeah, I also share to our members that we expect market to be a bit weak this week because um, next week we're going to have a parliament session, right? Parliament will gonna open again 13 September, right? So coming from Malaysia, right? We don't know that although we have a new government, right? Could be there's a few things that not really clear yet, right? Not really yeah, not clear yet lah whether whether the government, the parliament going to be in stable mode or not. So I just take a cautious mode, right? So we trade in short term, and yeah, but actually market have been really choppy, means that it's like up down up down down, but overall actually still okay. That's just my comment lah on weekly. Yep. Anything you want to add, Warren? How's
I
your week?
want to. Can we talk a little bit about the Taffy trade? Taffy, seriously, Taffy. When I was looking at the trader group that you're facilitating, right? What the heck, wait? Like when we bought in, it's suddenly you can look at your Taffy trade a little bit, lah. Before we move on, just a quick one.
Okay.
I want to dig the thought process of like how do you anticipate that, because Taffy literally flew when we bought in. When you said that, okay, I want to buy at this price, then suddenly after that, what was the thought process there, and why did you buy Tafi?
Okay, actually, already looking at few counter on that particular day lah, right? Counter that with
Okay.
high volume, because
Okay.
for intraday we look for high volume and uh, uh, set up for breakout, for pullback or not, right?
Mhm.
So I saw that in Tafi, right? So I do share this to our member, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken lah. I think I
Mhm.
share
Mhm.
share this
You
with
did,
our
you did.
member,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it was here last time. Sorry. Is it? Yeah. So it was here last time, right?
Mhm.
I think Monday. It obviously break out the previous high with huge momentum, right? Huge volume. So I just take position and write off the trade lah. Yeah. But because my strategy is just for short term, right? I
Mhm.
cautious about the market sentiment or whatnot.
Right.
I don't want to lose momentum also, right? Because we
Okay.
have been
Got it.
gaining a winning position, right, last week. So yeah, securing the profit, right? And today, if you look at from the price that I sell, right, it go up another 10 cent. But actually, it's still okay lah. Still okay lah.
Yeah, still okay, lah, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So that was
yeah,
your thought process.
yeah.
Sure, no problem, man.
And for the one that I lost is Piglo.
Yeah.
This one is yeah. So I entered this counter during this day, right?
Mhm.
So again, high volume. There's a gap up here or not,
Mhm.
and if you look at 1 minute charts to trade this. But the mistake with this one, my entry is actually based on scalping strategy, but because the scalping strategy it's not is how to say uh, tak jadilah, right? The scalping strategy is not going the way as I expecting. So I changed the strategy to accumulation day trading strategy, right?
Right.
And again, that is a breakout, is a failed accumulation. So I just take out my position when it's failed accumulation. So
Got
I
it.
would say that the mistake with this one is probably bullish trap, but overall it's still okay lah. Right.
Got it.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. Nice, man. Can we move on to talk about market outlook for a little bit? Maybe you can hear some of our brother Lucas's thoughts.
Okay,
Yeah,
no
because
problem. I just give some thought because I also been trading recently. I think that the market right now is very choppy, like Shafiq say.
Mhm.
It's actually it's very difficult to swing our trade right now because the volatility is too great. Okay, my observation about market right now is even though the team is correct and the company fundamental no problem and they are earning money, is like for example shipping company, for example a steel company, or even other recovery teams like construction counters, they do really go up and the trade is not bad. It's not bad actually. Some maybe 1 2 days you get around 10% unrealized profit. But one thing that you need to really be aware is the short term profit taking from retailers. So like for example I
I'm guilty of that.
think yeah, I think that like mostly even I trade one counter my news, okay, and I do post in my telegram as well. Actually it really went up really well from the buying point, and I think it's almost like 15 to 20%, but after that the share price just went back down. Okay, so one thing that you really need to hedge your risks right now is if your trading platform have auto stop loss function and the share price really go up, try to set your auto stop loss at maybe above your cost a bit, or if it's really run really well, and then you can set a 5 to 10% just to lock on your profit. Okay, then you will be safe lah. If I think that most of the audience right now, they are having full-time job and they cannot really monitor market like Shafiq. So Shafiq it's different case because he's like in front of the computer trading. So anything he can just screen it and he can react immediately. So most of the clients or most of the audience, I think that they cannot do so lah. So auto stop loss might be one of the good function that can help you up during this kind of a market right now. And not only buy news, I do think that I got few counter, especially on a construction counter, and after the share price go up, I try to observe the market. Okay, I set the stop limit order at the cost price, and most of the case it touched my stop limit order and then just sold off my position. So I don't really lose anything, but it's very difficult for me to swing the market right now. So this is the things that happen in Malaysia market right now, because I think that most of the fund, even like local funds, right? If you really look at the market, they are quite focused on just few counters, like for example FPI, for example some counters like AYS, this kind of counter. I'm not sure whether the fund side participate or not, but it's really focused on just few counters lah. Other than that, it will be really choppy. And just to mention to you, I I don't really know about the story behind the counters that behind with the tech stuff lah. Okay, so
Yeah.
they're going out really like nobody business. And I also curious lah. Seriously, I am trying to find out. Some say the Genie Tech get some project from big names. I really not sure, man. This is all rumors. Can be true. Can be just one of the team to just scoring the counter up. So I'm not sure. But if you really want to trade this kind of counter, yes, you can trade, but just protect your downside risk lah. This is my comment to the market right now lah. So I also been trading, especially right now. There's a lot of a chart form, so-called 1 2 3 formation, and which is quite nice. So I just buy on the support level lah. My downside risk is just minimum. But to earn big money, it's also a bit tough for me lah. This is my honest opinion right now. So I don't know. Maybe I can. Warren can give some opinion on this as well lah. Later on, we will talk about foreign market as well lah. But
Sure.
this is local market
I
first.
No, I totally agree. I mean, like if you are looking for big money, it will come into capital gains from investing in most probably the tech counters in Malaysia lah. That's what I grasp,
Mm.
especially when it comes to investing, where they realize their profits later on, and then the share price follows accordingly, right? And I do agree with Lucas, that you said that right now is time to swing, and like your my news case, suddenly, after profit already, traders are going to take profit, right? Then suddenly the stock price goes down. That's exactly what happened to Shafiq, but also dependent on the counter. Like, Tafi is still going up after a retrace. So I totally agree. The Malaysian market, we got to be cautious.
Just really, yeah. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
one point
Go
here.
ahead, go
Just
ahead.
really, if you really don't have time to monitor the market, please try to use some function on your trading platform. Another case I just remember, another case is K&M. Yeah, they having a quite a so-called rumors, and which is come they announced already lah. So some major shareholder taking part of the company, and then suddenly the share price just throw down. I think most of the people, they cannot really have time to react into this kind of news. So whenever you want to chase a counter and which is already going up very high, just protect your downside risk lah, and try not to lose more than 10% lah.
Yeah.
At current junction right now.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you want?
Go ahead, Fik.
Go
No,
ahead,
Fik,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, Fik, go ahead.
I think because you mentioned about fund flow, right? It is very interesting to bring up this CJS CIMB report on fund flow in Malaysia, but this is for last week. So what happened is foreign investors have been the largest buyer, but even though they are largest buyer, their net buying fall 80%. Means that the volume in the market is been lesser compared to the previous one lah, right? And another thing that actually quite concerning is local institution sorry, yeah, local institution post that their highest year to date weekly net sell is last week, which is 888 million, right? So why local institutions selling their position? So that is something that we need to to dig on, right? Why that happened and why foreign investor coming in? But I guess it's because of our politic getting more stable, right? But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, next week is going to be a very critical week, right? So that's why for me, I prefer to hedge against the risk, right? I don't want when open Monday next week going to be in losing position, right? So yeah, to just to be safe and secure a lot of cash to write if there's any dip. Actually, next week is quite a dilemma. It's like ticker bomb, like if the parliament is going on really smooth, right? It's like boom, market is going to be really bullish, right? Could be lah, right? But if there's some issue here and there, right? Because there's rumors that government don't want to do vote of confidence lah. They don't want to change the speaker. All this lah. Just all this. Of course, I mean, for sure, the opposition will make a noise, and that will make our parliament kecoh. Then, I don't think that is good for our image to as our country image, right? So, that is quite concerning. So it can be like both way, like ticker bomb. If it's good, then bullish. If that is something happen, then probably we see market is really choppy lah. So yeah, I take a safer route, which is securing more cash at the moment. I I I have few counter that swing, right, but it is because I cannot sell it, right, because stuck there. But not that severe. It's just that I don't think at the current price or at the price that he traded, right? I don't think it's a good price to sell because it's been going down a lot. So that's my thought process lah, right? About fund flow or market outlook in Malaysia and whatnot. Right. So any comment, Lucas, on fund flow?
Like Shafiq say, I do monitor fund flow as well because it's relatively very important. Okay, so foreign fund has been buying, yes, correct. Because we seems like having a better uh, uh politic outlook right now.
Hmm.
Okay, but one thing is I think local institutions selling some of the position, maybe also because that they really keep on buying at the low side, especially on big counters like bank side, and also like others big funds. Okay, so I think they are having some decent profit actually, to be frank. Like
Hmm.
some bank counter actually they went up quite a lot. I think more than 30 to 50%. So it is very normal to sell off some of the position. But one thing that I need to mention is in the chart just now that you show, right, the nominees account actually been increasing as a net buying. So what is a nominees account is usually will be those in high net worth individual, or can be operators as well. So you
Alright.
just need to be very careful on this lah. So you need to know what kind of counter you are buying in. Like for example, just today only the news, the Nows, okay, just announced that they selling off their position to AT, okay,
Yep.
this company, and which is AT, which is linked to some others company as well. So okay, so if I think that Shafiq and Warren also will post it in their stock bid, or even in their group or Facebook as well lah. So my comment is really do look into what kind of counter you are investing in. don't just see the chart is nice, then you just buy in. Then you might see the share price suddenly plunge down. Then sad case for some of the investor lah. So no comment on which counters that is
By the way, just
that
a little disclaimer before we move on. Like we are not financial advisors. Don't treat this as buy or sell calls. This is not the purpose of that. Our purpose is to share, actually, right? Give our insights, share with you guys. If you guys have insights as well and comments, please leave it down, right? We can actually answer them. If you've got any
yeah
questions, please answer
yeah.
them. Yeah.
By the way, these are all public information. It's not insider news or something, so you can search online.
Yeah.
So Lucas, are you bullish or bearish or neutral for Malaysian
On
market?
on
Malaysian market.
Malaysian market lah. Wow, Malaysian market is really hard to predict. Like in terms of a long term trend right now lah. So what I'm suggesting is just to trade lor,
Right.
But one thing that is very interesting right now is those that is previously undervalued counters, and also they are performing in their few QRs and also low liquidity. Suddenly you will see the share price
Mm.
going to be punched out.
Mm.
Yeah, might be possible to related to those nominees account as well.
Interesting. Wow, that nominees account is something that quite big lah.
Yeah, usually fund won't do that lah. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually it will be individual high net worth clients. Your
This is
investor.
basically like nominee means that they buy under different name, right? They buy under broker name. Same like swap
Usually will be
in US.
margin account. No,
Oh, margin account.
some will be margin account, some will be foreign brokers as well.
Alright. Okay. Wow. Good to have our reminder here.
Yeah, just some insights lah.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. I just want to
Yep.
say something though. Like, Fik, you were mentioning about keeping cash, right?
Mm.
Our FY public account is now at what, 20% cash?
Just today, around 40%.
Oh, really? No. Oh, no. That's just your portion. That's just the trading one, right? If we combine, remember what we said? I think it's around 20%. I think it's around
Yeah, 20%.
2025.
Yeah.
I think around 2025. Yeah. Yeah. So what I want to say actually is that 2025 to me is really healthy, especially if we think that the market is going to be choppy, and especially like what Fik said right next week. So I don't want to be the type of guy that tell us that hey, be careful, the market is going to be choppy, be cautious, because like it seems like every week we are telling people that be cautious because especially Malaysian market, right? But that's the beauty about a trader in a way. If you really want to put in the work when it comes to trading, you can trade like literally anything as long as you have portfolio management, you know how to cut your your stocks. I think you can trade anything. But like we said in Stockbit before, like or any other platform that we post, that we have to be see money take money attitude in a way, especially when it comes to short swings or day trading. Yeah, so that's what I want to highlight out. Do you agree, Fik?
Yeah, basically you need to be prepared with both worst direction and best direction lah. I mean, like worst come to worst, what going to happen to your portfolio? I think like just like Lucas said, right? That is what you need to do. But I think the difference between me and Lucas is more like systemic trader, meaning that
Mm-hmm.
he have his system, he use a cut loss or not. I'm more discretionary because I live in the market, right? I'm
Correct.
in front of computer, so any entry or exit position I made based on my discretionary. I don't like to use the cut loss or not. But at the end of the day, you still need a plan, right, to
Yeah.
reduce the downside risk. Yep. Yeah, to
This
control
is
downside
really
risk.
important. And another things that I want to highlight is don't listen to anyone that predicts the market. Mostly 99% they are wrong. Even though even though we are professionals and we can't really predict the market. But one thing is why we always emphasize on to be aware of the market, because after 2 years there's no retrace, a big retrace for US market. But for Malaysian market it's always flat lah, so nothing to say about Malaysian market. But for US market, so just a matter of time there will be a retracement, just when only. So we cannot give you a date or a timeline that or when will it happen, but definitely this is going to happen, especially US are really giving up a signal that they might cut some liquidity from the market. So uh, to be aware on what is going to happen, just not that ask you to sell off your position tomorrow. Okay? It's just to be aware that you have this concept in your mind, so when the market really drops, you know what are you going to do. Okay, this is my advice for all the audience. I'm not sure whether Shafi and Warren agree on this.
Yep. Sure.
Yep. Agree. Yep.
Totally agreed, man. Sorry, your line got a little cut off. That's why. But yeah, totally agreed. So yeah, that's our perspective on the Malaysian market. You want maybe we can share some color on global markets or specifically US lah. I noticed a lot of the market is all sort of worrying about the tapering, right? Tapering of the stimulus. Maybe it's arguable that interest rates might rise again because of inflation. But stock market has been actually picking up again because the tapering are easing. The tapering effects are easing, right? But I just want to highlight a little bit about that. I mean, the thesis is still, and we've been mentioning like the past two FB lives. My point of view, lah. The catalyst is still there for the US market to go. Why? Because if you talk about companies' earnings, right? Big corporates or even recovery businesses, their earnings have been picking up, right? Way better than 2020 already. So that itself is a great catalyst. But if and especially if we see small mid cap, right? The PE for small mid cap is actually sort of in the borderline of in the middle, not too high, not too low, right? If we compare the past years, yeah. So that itself is a good sign. But large cap will be a different story, right? As those that are actually contributing within the S&P 500, it looks, quite greedy. But all in all, it seems like a sort of a seller's market in a way where, stocks are all climbing up, but it's backed up by a lot of things, right? Again, like corporate earnings is one. Number two is I still really believe that Powell won't be raising interest rates. Yes, the tapering of the stimulus will be, definitely give a better an effect in the market. Maybe even a short-term correction, right? If we look at seasonality from September, October, it might even correct. But then again, uh, looking at sector rotation or even the whole market overall, it is still not top recovery. We should be worried when it is like at the tippity top of recovery, because that is where normally the cycle will actually come true, that the stock market will follow faster and going down. So that having said that, I'm still quite bullish overall on the market. The only thing is that, and yet Powell also mentioned that economy is still on the is still haven't fully recovered, right? But when it has, then we should be scared. Yeah, yeah. So that's my thoughts. What do you guys think about that?
You mean that this is basically what we discussed last week, right? You said that
Yeah,
market have been go up, 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 but it because of a catalyst that is
yeah,
because of reason, right?
yeah. So the reason I'm bringing it up again is because the news is coming out, right? Tapering stimulus is freaking out markets. Last 2 days, the stock, U.S. stock market went down like crazy. Yeah, so I'm just actually asking back, what do you guys think about that? And especially maybe we can get some thoughts from
Yeah,
Lucas.
I think that tapering might just slow down the market. It's not going to crash the market. But a few things that you need to keep in mind is US might come up with some new kind of corporate guidelines. Like for example, I saw the news of increased corporate tax from
Mm-hmm.
21% to 25. This
Mm-hmm.
is the news that you might need to really take
Mm-hmm.
a look at, monitor. rather than tapering, and also that
Yep,
Fed
for sure.
might do something else than tapering, and that pulls out the liquidity from the market. This is the thing that going to make the market weak lah, rather than the news, the consistent news about tapering interest rate guide. I think people already form the immune to the news that
Mm-hmm.
even though there's news coming out, the market still react quite smoothly. Just that
Mm-hmm.
the special news I'm talking about the special news that really comes out that could
Mm-hmm.
affect the market uh, earnings, and which is like what China is doing right now lah. But China side is a bit too harsh to the market. US take a slower pace in terms of getting out all the news to investor, and to the world lah. So I think there's possibility US is going to do that lah, to take back the 25% to the corporate side.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Um, can I share my screen for a little bit?
Sure, sure.
Just want to talk about sector rotation in a way, and this is the thing that I use. Let me see. Share. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking back at FinViz, right, and I'm looking back at how sectors perform. You can see my screen, right, Fig?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Yeah. So when we see sectors, how sectors perform, we want to see how the market cap is, or any other particular order that we want, right? From price earnings, PEG ratio, whatever it is. Let's look at market cap for a little while. So market cap, I clearly remember like 2 weeks back or 3 weeks back, the green of technology isn't like this, because and in fact on May, right, there was a huge downfall for technology. So the sectors are actually rotating, right? This is where rotation comes in, and financials are actually doing well, right? So within a 3-month time frame, technology has been picking back up. If you guys realize that you guys invest in U.S. markets, so this is a sign where um, I mean, it's coming up. It's a sign that it's coming up. So we have to be thinking. Those of you that are actually more into the market, more short term, looking at sector rotation. Because we talked a little bit about sectors in Malaysian, right? Now we're talking about US. So what I'm trying to say here is that um, if with if rotation happens again, especially if you are just following on tech sectors or tech stocks, like take note on the potential downside again, because either way there'll still be rotation. As long as the market has catalyst, as long as the fundamentals are still earning, it doesn't affect the fundamentals. That's where it was crazy on May, right? But right now the question is, will technology go um rotate down again? I personally don't think so lah. But these are just indications that you can use, right? This is Finviz, that we can actually tell on how sectors perform. And in fact, you can see basic materials and energy, seriously, 3 months ago was in the TPD top, right? But right now it's like losing 9%, right? So yeah, now it's time for rotation play. If you're heavy on a particular sector, you can actually take note, right? Healthcare or whatnot. Yeah. So this is just some things to take note of.
Right. But we talk about market outlook in Malaysia and US, right?
Yeah.
And so far it's not really bullish lah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I mean, of course, market is not yet do a correction or crash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still bullish. But coming back to our discussion tonight, which is how to hedge the market
Mm-hmm.
downturn, right? So
Yeah.
what is your suggestion, Warren and Lucas?
Maybe
Okay.
yeah, Lucas, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll be sharing first.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
To hedge again. Okay. First of all, to hedge again a downside, you need to see what is your risky investment right now. And mostly I will say that just now I was talking to Shafiq and Warren. First thing that I will definitely advise my client is we look at your leverage position first. Okay, if you are taking margin, you are taking more on those options trading, which is the open position, then you need to really be worried about uh, the sudden volatility that's come in to sell off in the market right now lah. So if you are just invest using your own funds, then still okay in terms of risk. So my advice is if you are using margin account, just try to reduce some of the position first. Don't really just so gang ho lah, just everything all in lah, and leverage lah. Just reduce your position and keep some cash. I think Shafiq doing correctly is 20% cash on hand at least. So even though you are stuck or the market is dropping, the overall to your portfolio is not as bad as you are going for leveraging in terms of your portfolio. And another thing is, I think there are a lot of gurus outside saying that, oh, you can buy maybe like short the markets or buy put warrants, this kind of thing. I think this is really for those professional investor, or even for those that is very experienced trader to do that. If you are normal retailers, I'll advise you just to to take cash position. Don't try to really like all the gurus say lah. Really depends on you. This one on your experience as well. If you are not so familiar with this kind of products, or this kind of investment things, just don't try, because if you try and do it wrongly, it might hurt your portfolio even further. Okay, like for example, you buy dropping very much, and then you buy at really bottom, and then there's a rebound, it might kill you off lah. So this is my advice for retail investor. Unless you are a professional trader or you are very experienced already, like Shafiq, then it's okay to do that. Okay, because you know your risk, you know what you are investing in or trading in. If you are a normal retailer investor and you are not familiar with all these things, try to avoid. Then this will really help you to reduce a lot of risk. I do saw I do saw some case before. Call put warrant, they also don't know how to differentiate, and then when the market drop, they buy call warrants. So it's really bad lah. So unless you have a proper training on all these so-called reverse products, that's one of my advice lah. Later on we will talk more when there's some questions from audience also.
Yeah, meaning that to hedge the downturn means that you need to know your portfolio. I think we
Correct,
discussed
correct.
this in our previous meetup last time.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Those who are interested to learn about portfolio management or not, you can watch the previous video. Maybe our admin letter can put a link below, right? Warren,
No.
what about you? How to hedge against the downturn?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stick back to what I believe in, and especially when it comes to fundamentals, right? If the down, because there's a reason why I shared that sector rotation is because if we see that sector, like for specifically, because my portfolio is tech heavy, right, in the US. So, and similar to how investors can also make money in the Malaysian market, they just, you just monitor one sector, you can, you definitely can earn money, right? So I'm going to stick to that. And if there's a really, so I'm first thing is that what is the reason why the market's actually freaking out? Is it really because of inflation? Is the inflation going to stay for long? Is it tapering of the stimulus? Is it really increase in taxes, which is sort of not a how to say, not really a surprising move because of Biden, their whole party, they want to raise, they're not Trump, right? They want to raise taxes because they want to get more, obviously more money, right? So it's not a but they delayed it, right? So what I'm trying to say is that what is the reason for this downturn? If it's still gonna really impact the fundamental structure of a lot of companies that I invest in, then I may be worried. But all in all, the reason why I bought these companies in the first place is that I'm going to be holding in an X amount of period, right? But to hedge against downturn is actually where we need to balance our portfolios of in our case, right? Our public portfolio is 70/30 or 80/20, right? So the 20 is that cash, and it can be liquid as hell. We don't need to be having like ties on these companies. We can straight away sell. So how I hedge is that if the portfolio management allows it and the tech sector goes down, we will. And if the reasons for this downturn is not strong, and we still believe that it's upside, then we'll be just trading off tech, right? That is a potential way that we can actually hedge. Or if we really think that, so see, that's the reason why I was giving the whole market outlook, right? The whole market outlook is that we're not at the tippity top yet. But if we are really at the tippity top, then we need some portfolio balancing in a way that we maybe need to be investing in some defensive, some inflation beneficiary stocks, right? Warren Buffett stocks, right? Basically, that is how I would hedge. But looking at things overall, yeah, I'm still gonna stick back to what I believe in, like either in SaaS companies or fintech companies or prop tech companies, and take advantage of that, right? So that's what I would do, lah. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
would do.
yeah, definitely. I agree with your worries. One of the major thing that is really important is the fundamental of the company. So definitely for me, right? If I okay, what will I do? Like for example, I invest in Facebook, invest in those tech company, and suddenly the market drop, and which is dropped 20%, like or 10% suddenly, and I'm not able to maybe take profit at the top. I will just forget to I just forget it. I won't sell the counters, and I will just buy on deep. This is what I'm going to do, like for good companies, for high growth and highly visible growing company. This is
Yep.
what I'm going to do. Not those cash flow problem company, not those the bad companies lah. So like for example, you invest in Google, invest in Facebook, invest in those like even like Tesla. Okay, it's fine. But one thing that you need to really be aware is whether it affect your cash flow and affect
Mm-hmm.
your daily living expenses. Okay, this is why always very important. Don't leverage. Okay, if you expect your future cash flow to be very positive and healthy, I say maybe it's really okay for you not to sell the shares when the market crash and just buy on deep, because this kind of counter definitely, if you look at how Warren Buffett sold his stocks, good stocks actually do come back up because of the fundamental. So that's my thought. Good
For sure,
company
man.
will always come back.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. As long as the earnings horizon is there, as long as the growth potential is there, it definitely will realize the true value, lah. Yeah, that's for sure, man.
In my opinion, right?
Mm.
Because I think this is the best. This is the reason why we do our talk tonight, right? Warren is a fundamental investor. He invests in long term, right? Very long term. Lucas, he also investor and swing trader. Me, I'm short term trader, right? So I think we can have like different perspective in our discussion tonight. So that's a good thing about our life today. Um, just want to share like as a short term trader, right? What is how we hedge against the downturn is basically more importantly to hedge the emotional or mental side, right? Meaning that because a trader, right, that play short term, we can be versatile in the sense that we can make money when the market is pull back, when market is rebound, when market is breakout. I mean, we have a lot of strategy and whatnot. So what important is we need to be how to say, we need to be free flow, right? Follow how the market move, and we need to mean no need to be don't want how to say, no need to be stubborn. You know, like okay, we want to see counter that is breakout, 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 breakout. It doesn't work like that way because market is choppy, market is downturn or not. So we need to be follow the market in a way.
You need
So
to be flexible, right?
sorry.
You need to be flexible over your trading method,
Yeah,
according
correct.
to the market.
Yeah, and even right, this is also very important. Not to say that even market up, you market down, you trade. No, that's not my point. My point is like you need to control your mentality and mindset. Like if you don't know the strategy, if you're not expert, is that not your niche trading strategy, right? When market is downward, right? When market is trending down, you don't have strategy to make money during that period of time. So the mentality that you need to have is no need to trade, right? So even that is really important. You need to know what you should do, right? But more importantly, you need to be flexible, right? You know when market is up, okay, that is how the way you play the market. If market is sideways or stagnant, right? How you play the market, right? So I guess this is something that you need to prepare even though market is not in downside, not in downturn, right? Maybe I just like already already accustomed to this because Malaysia market ever since I start trading 2017 it always be like choppy like that, right? So maybe I am accustomed to this kind of thought process, right? But I believe that this is what important lah, right? So if you even trade in US market or even if you trade in crypto, right? So when crypto is bullish, you need to have a mindset. You need to have a, a mindset that okay, this is the time to trade, to go aggressive, to use this strategy or not, right? But when market is downtrend, is downward, right? You need to have the mentality to not trade, right, or to be very selective on your trade. I think that is I think hedge against downturn as a trader, right, from mentality part lah. Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah. I just want to put a question to the board, to the viewers. Does anyone invest in the U.S. market here? You can let us know in the comments. And did you check out, our Airbnb thesis? So the reason why I'm actually asking that is because the thesis was that recovery is a matter of when, not if, right? And I think I really strongly believe that the next quarter earnings will be reflecting what was happening in during the summer holidays, and I think that's why the stock price has actually been picking up. Now we are ever since that post we're actually up like I don't know just 11%, right? Nothing interesting, not as your Gene Techs or your Kobe's, but yeah, I'm actually asking the board, the floor, that who has been doing a thesis on Airbnb. You could want to share, you want to poke holes in our thesis, please feel free to do so. Yeah, I just want to put that out lah. And I want to know, I mean, from everyone else, like even Lucas, Lucas, your Telegram group. Do you know a lot of people that actually invest in U.S. markets there or trade?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
U.S.
nice,
market, especially those funds that is more than 100,000, 100 to 200,000. But one thing is,
nice.
quite some number of the client actually they have US broker as well lah. So maybe some of the data I can't keep track, but I do know that a lot of clients has been investing in US market, and one of the thing is like Warren say, a few company actually, even though you are not investing in, but it is very important for you to read their data and their quarter report, especially like Amazon, especially like Walmart, and Airbnb is definitely one of them, and like Apple, because their result mostly indicate how's the economy going to be look like for the
Mm-hmm.
next few
Mm-hmm.
months or years. So I think that Warren is doing a great job to keep track on this kind of company lah, which is you all going to read about that lah.
Awesome, man. So we got
Actually,
Rondi. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, when they talk about DC partner, Nagaka, all
You see,
this
brother,
gain,
the
right?
guy is just flexing, man. Bro, don't flex. Don't flex on our platform, man. Come on.
Uh,
Ayo, chiba lah. But
Okay.
PC partners been flying up like crazy because of
Yeah,
Bitcoin,
man,
obviously.
crazy, man. It's like home run, man. This one.
Yeah, did anyone buy a PC partner here? Let us know. You can celebrate with Rondi. Did you buy PC partner, Lucas?
Yes, I do, but
Oh,
unfortunately, I
right.
I went down the bus very early lah. I don't really
Right.
get to enjoy until $10 last. Yes, yeah.
Oh
I
man.
sometimes like that lah. No choice lah. You can't regret anything. But really, one thing about PC partner, if you look into their financial position, yeah, on high debt borrowing which is concerned me quite a lot. And when it went up like 100, 200%, I said, okay, I'm going to sell this counter. I don't really like this counter because it's on trend, so I buy and hold and give me good result. Mana tao 400%. Oh shit, man.
The
But
initial
if
thesis was actually very spot on. I mean, it's like the poor man's
Correct,
Nvidia.
correct.
That itself is a really strong foundation for it to go. Um, yeah.
One thing is actually uh OEM actually they don't really earn a lot and they don't really ride the trend. But PC partner have their own brand, Tech, so which is they are able to enjoy the ASP price, and that's why the share price go up by a lot. So if you look into those that is manufacturing for others brand, so they are not doing as well as PC partner.
Got it.
okay.
Well, I mean,
Actually, I
yeah, go
have
ahead.
a question because coming from a retail trader perspective, especially in Malaysia, right? I wonder like because is it is it easy to trade in global market, right? Is it I mean, is it better to have to trade in local broker or international broker? And I mean, if because we have Warren and Lucas here, right? Both are respectively experienced in their own things, right? So
Okay.
I would like to know, right? Like what is the pro and cons, right? That probably we can get from using this broker.
No, okay. Maybe I will start first. Okay, even though I'm working for UOBKH, but I'm just going to give my honest opinion. So because recently I do met some case like this. Uh, okay, so the client actually gonna COVID and unfortunately passed away.
Wow.
Okay, and the family are having troubles to unfreeze the foreign brokers' money and bring back into Malaysia. It takes like more than 3 years to do so. But if the money that you keep in Malaysia broker, the process will be much easier and can be done within a year. Okay, depends on whether they have lawyers to help them out or not. So this is the thing that you need to be concerned on, and also depends on your fund size and whether you are trading or investing. If you are investing and you have a bigger fund size, I will definitely suggest you to put your money in a local broker. Okay, and because you are not buying selling very frequently, so the one-off charges is like really doesn't make a very significant difference. Okay, so buy to invest, I will say that invest in using local broker. But if you are looking for really high frequency trading, definitely I won't suggest you to use a local broker because now I think most of the foreign broker are offering zero rates for tradings. So if you are looking for trading high volume frequency trading, then I think that foreign broker might be more suitable for you lah. It is my opinion.
I think that's a good
I
point. But Lucas, I'm actually curious, right? Let's say you have a will written out and you got
Okay.
money abroad, right? You got money abroad in IBKR or Fidelity, whatever it is. Will it still take 3 years though?
Uh, I have one friends who passed away 2 years ago. The money still not out yet.
Right.
Because the regulation with US and Malaysia are very different. If you are following UK rules and US is really different. So you need to mesh certain things and they need to process on their side also. So I'm not sure how the process is going to be taken, like, and especially some that we will, the process might be even more tedious
Yeah,
because
got it.
the lawyer need to contact the lawyer in US
Yeah,
and blah blah blah. The cost might also uh, it's quite a big chunk lah. So
yeah.
I'm not sure, man.
No,
I'm not sure really.
no, we're really pointing out some good points here because, to be frank, I need to I need to check out more on this. Yeah,
But
there's been a substantial amount.
one
Yeah,
thing is you need to put your password somewhere lah. So in case of emergency, your
yeah,
family
for
members
sure, for
can
sure.
access the accounts because
Yeah, for
another
sure.
case is even more tedious. The husband have a lot of money outside Malaysia, which the
Yeah,
wife cannot track because the account uh, they I don't know whether he keep the pocket money himself or something like. So the wife doesn't know, and a lot of money is outside Malaysia. They are not able to track back. Really not able to track back.
smart and dumb at the same time, lah, right?
Yeah. The family is having trouble really to get back the money because in Malaysia you have the debt certificate. You go to Bank Negara or you go to the Security Commission. You can check everything already. They will tell you, oh, this broker you have this amount of money, this CDS you have these shares and everything. Straight away, all the records are out. But for foreigners, I don't know whether your money or share is in UK, Hong Kong, or US market. So how am I going to check? So unless you everything you tell your wife lah, then different story lor. You give your
No,
password to your wife
no,
and everything. Then
to be very frank, because most of my, to be honest, most of my net worth is in overseas, right? So what I do, like during the COVID time, I straight away, like, okay, wifey, this is my password. You got my phone. OTP, you can withdraw anytime. That's what I did.
yeah.
I
This
didn't
is
spend,
really important.
yeah. So I didn't spend time to, like, okay, consult lawyer on will and whatnot. To be frank, I don't have a will yet, which I think I should have. Uh, but we are addressing a really good point. Yeah, on this lah. Yeah. Anyway,
You need to write down all your password, all where your money put
I
into
got it in my
and put into
notes,
a
man.
safe or something lah. So when everything, in case anything happen your family member still has some some things that where your money is parked in lah. This is very important because it's very troublesome one to find all the money and
For
and
sure, for sure.
even that my friends he own lands in New Zealand. It's like really troublesome lah. So your foreign net worth better write it down or pass to your lawyer or your will or something like that. Do updates your lawyers lah on this, and lawyer will help you to settle this law.
For
If
sure,
you
for
are
sure.
if you are big enough lah, if you like talking about 10-20K, then you just write down your password too lah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm laughing at Thomas's comment.
And Lucas, I also want to know that in UOB you can trade global also, right? So we can trade in US market. Do you also offer in other market?
Okay, we can trade US market, Hong Kong, Singapore. We are going to launch Shenzhen and Shanghai within this year. So you can trade China market as well.
Interesting, right? A lot of selection meanings. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity out there lah.
So Ren,
Yeah. Well, you mean on the broker side?
yeah, I mean,
Uh,
what's your opinion? Like, what do you think the pro and cons for using the
Hey
local
man, why
broker?
you asking me, bro? Why we got Lucas here, man. I mean, like, to be
Hey, it's
honest,
okay,
lah.
it's okay.
Honest.
We are sharing the opinion, and
Yeah.
even though
But
even I'm working with European, I do try out some foreign brokers as well lah. So
Mm-hmm.
so like even like Tiger brokers, like other upcoming brokers. They are actually their platform is much better lah, to say that lah, much better. So we are looking to improve ourselves as well lah, to compete all the international player. So no choice lah. We need to really stress out to our bosses to tell them to improve lah. To put money, man. You want to money, but you don't want to put in money. How?
No, I'm gonna be very frank. Like, when I use interactive brokers, the sort of analysis that they come up with, like for example, they can straight away calculate for you, TWR returns from, like, I can track back my 2019 trades. I can immediately track back with a few clicks. So that is really handy, right? I can, like, for
Correct.
people that just invest, they didn't do that 2 years ago, and now they want to see their own records, right? They want to see their, calculate their own KGAR, their own returns. They can track back. So that is really awesome. That's number one, right? Number two is that
Correct.
the analysis that they have, portfolio analysis, they can actually gauge for you. Okay, I mean, immediately in a pie chart, right? What is the sector? How many percent? Technology. How heavy are you there? How heavy are you there? That's number two. Number three is that you can use sort of tools like to compare immediately with. You don't have to do things manually, lah. Basically, right? You just few clicks and then you can compare with
Correct.
ARK Invest, S&P 500, right? So those are really good tools for investors, especially if we want to compare our own returns with other people, right? That especially, and obviously the cheap commission fees, like what Lucas said, right? If you are like sort of trading, per transaction is like $1 or some is for free. So if you are high volume, like what Lucas said, definitely you got to you can consider, or even smaller portfolio, maybe consider like interactive brokers. Yeah, so those are the benefits that I think so far. It's just that if let's say, hopefully, I mean, I think it's only a matter of time that Malaysian really catch up to that level. I'm really looking forward to that. It's just that we, yeah, but Lucas pointed out a few good points. Definitely, like having your money in Malaysia where you live in, that is essentially easier to liquidate, right? Easier to control. So those are points for sure, lah.
It makes me think to have both account, right? So if I'm active trader, I make active transaction, use the foreign one. The one that I invest for long term, I want not use for local one. Actually, that probably the best solution lah.
Yeah. What Shafi says maybe is correct.
But definitely, I mean, Warren also bring out a good suggestion for our broker. Right?
For sure.
Because we have all this
we need to improve
easy digest information.
Not only on broking side lah, banking side, everything in Malaysia, we still got a lot of place to keep it out lah.
Yeah. Also political side. Just kidding.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Right.
Awesome,
okay.
man.
Yep.
I think pretty much that's all. So we see if our audience have any questions we can answer.
I think there's one question, and do we need to pay tax when we use FACADEMY?
Darren, yo, bro. Yeah, so I think we did address this already, right? Like I always tell people that there are two things that I love about Malaysia, right? The food and no capital gains tax. That's the beauty of Malaysia. So that's where whenever we can sell and immediately we don't have to realize any tax. And U.S. will definitely not, tax you there. So that is the beauty of it, lah. That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Right.
I think there are not many questions though. So Darren says, I've heard about it too, but I'm not sure for foreign investors. Yeah, when you withdraw the money and you realize it's not going to be taxed. So, Malaysia boleh in that sense.
Malaysia boleh. Here got, what is your advice for newbies?
Eldon. Yeah, man, you guys want to take that?
Yeah, it's my friend.
Oh, is it? Okay, nice.
Maybe I'll answer this. Okay, so I will say that if there's opportunity come when the market retrace in a big way, maybe can start with ETFs for newcomers, like for example, a few S&P SPY ETFs, maybe QQQ, which track the Nasdaq ETFs. These are the top performer ETF, or Vanguard Growth Fund. These are the one that is for starters, for those that want passive income. These are the things that you can put money in and invest, just like a unit trust. It's easier that way lah, and you don't need to do any analysis as well. Actually, if you look at QQQ, right, I think the returns, to be frank, is more than quite a lot of a fund manager or even retail investor. Seriously, seriously, the return is like tremendous, man. It's like more than 100% in 2 years time.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure, for sure.
so where do you find these kind of returns? Don't say about individual stocks, because you don't all in into one individual stocks. We look at the total portfolio and compare to the QQQ ETFs. So I think that mostly their returns is not as great as QQQ lah. I'll be honest, I'm not having that kind of a return if the glove counter is not having that kind of trend.
Yeah, so I got a little bit different approach. Not a little bit, like a lot. I think Lucas is very conservative, and which is fine. I mean, it all depends on your risk profile, right? For newbies, I think I mean, it's to the extent that what are your satisfied returns. To be frank, and if you understand the game enough, you will know that in a KGAR of 15% compounded will be amazing long term, right? So the key thing is to actually, how do we get that 15%? What are the type of investments that we should focus on to be getting that 15%, right? And it should be a mixture of, there's no wrong having ETFs, to be frank. If you are very diversified, like what Lucas said, you do not want to be spending time on investigating, companies, then yeah, go ahead, buy ETFs. And if you just hold on a, ETF on S&P 500 or QQQ, like tracking down tech companies, you would you'll have a very decent return. For over 1 year already, if you look at
Really
QQQ, the
decent return.
returns are already 40%, right? Which is really good. Now, the key thing is that if we want to be compounding, there are a lot of questions we need to ask ourselves. Is stocks really the asset class that you really believe in a scale of 1 to 5? If that is, then your plan should be saving the money, reinvesting it into this asset class to grow your portfolios. Now, I want to share a little story. I mean, not story, it's like really, right? So I sold my property that I held for 8 years. It's my first property, Lei Long. Okay. I held it for 8 years. I sold it because that time when I bought, it wasn't really that experienced. It's facing the road. Because right now, like in this market, it's quite dumb to sell property lah. You should hold if you got holding power, right? So the reason why I sold it is that okay, it's facing the road. It's not really that attractive. The highest price that it went was 500,000. I bought it for 330, right? Lei Long. So I sold it and I calculated my ROI for 8 years per year. It's just 5%. Okay, 5%. So the good thing is that it's a forced saving because I can have like a huge lump sum. After 8 years, I cash out already. I can get like 200K. My point is that this asset class versus stocks, which do you have high convictions in? Which can like really give you better returns over the long run? I can tell you guys right now, man. Stocks all the way. Okay, in the 8 year time frame. Okay, my real investing, because last time I was gambling. Okay, I really started investing like six years ago, right? You talk about ROI, is definitely more than 5%, right? And so answering your question for newbies, you gotta ask yourselves a lot of questions like that. Number one, conviction on this asset class. If it is, then have the plan to reinvest in this asset class, right? That's number two. Number three is, what type of investor are you, right? Are you a more risk taker kind of guy, or conservative guy? Because it will assess your whole net worth, right? After you know your financial standing, if you're heavier on the property side, maybe you want to go a little bit more aggressive in for your stocks. Maybe you could be you. what I'm trying to say is we need to assess everything, right? Because everything is interrelated, right? So that's number three. Number four is, are you investing in yourself enough to be really, kicking ass in the markets, right? And if we already talked about this. I clearly remember our last live with Lucas. If we are in the market long enough, right, and we grab on deals whenever there's a market downturn, it is quite easy to get 20% returns lah. But I'm talking about that single stock, right? Out of your whole portfolio, it'll be a little bit difficult because you want to hedge and all that. So, my advice is, if you're really in the market, you know the game, you can know that this asset class is amazing, lah, right? That's why we got the Warren Buffetts, right? Those
Correct.
investors that have huge money.
You
Yeah.
you don't look into anyone that invests in property market can be top richest person, but stock market.
Oh, man.
But it was a darling asset classes for Malaysia, right? Last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the number one investment, right, in
Yeah, the
Malaysia,
ones.
apparently. Yeah. So that's my advice.
Yeah. And how about crypto? Thomas Wong asks.
I don't see there's a right and wrong invest in cryptocurrency lah, but like Warren Buffett say, you want to invest in something that has productivity. I think that cryptocurrency doesn't really fulfill that requirements lah. It is like something that store value and which is cryptocurrency. The valuation is really no answer to that lah. If you have access of money and you are interested to cryptocurrency, maybe you can put a portion of your money into cryptocurrency, but mostly I'm looking at just like trading or buy sell, like just like gold, just like art piece, just like the new things in town, like the MFT, this kind of thing. Really, it's for trading. It's not for investing. If you want to hold for long term, go for things that have good productivity to utilize your money lah.
But I also have friend that trading crypto, like top like
Insane,
really,
dude.
like insane power crypto trader. Yeah. So you ask him anything also, right? So so my point is like, I agree that crypto, my point is like, same like any other asset classes, you need to really understand the fundamental basis. Like, okay, property, why is that? Why is that a slow investment? Why is that? I mean, is it? Low liquidity investment or not? All this you need to assess first, right? But again, need to understand the thing and you need to do your own due diligence and decide yourself, right?
You need
But
to understand. Right.
Yeah. But for us, all the way stock market.
That's true. Like understanding the game well enough, because I mean, like, by the way, guys, if you're interested in crypto, you can join our Discord, because that section is like, you can literally talk about everything about you want in crypto. And that guy is like a superstar trader, man. That guy, seriously.
Just this week, I think Marcus or there's few other member lah, right?
Yeah.
100% return into this.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh,
my
that,
God.
like crazy, man.
Oh my God. Yeah, so I admit that they gave me a little bit of FOMO, but end of the day, I don't really trade crypto lah. So that's me,
Yeah,
man.
just put the money that where you know the best lah.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
yeah, I understand.
Right.
That's true.
Some money just it's not for us to earn lah. Seriously.
But definitely, we need to invest somewhere.
Oh,
Right?
for sure.
Yeah, we
Don't
cannot
put
put
your money into bank.
Yeah,
You'll lose out a lot.
even if you put in FD, it doesn't make sense lah at the moment, like at current time. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. So, we appreciate you all. Again, we'll be going live every Friday. Please tune it in. Please share, right? If you got some value out of this, share it out. Yeah. And, thanks, bro, Lucas, for, taking your time off to share with us
No
as well.
problem. No problem.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. Hopefully, we'll catch you up the next one. You guys have any last words? No?
I think I want to thanks Lucas again, and those who want to open account right in UOB, right,
Oh, yeah,
to
for sure.
play local or global market. Yeah, contact Lucas. Lucas is the best reminder that I know lah.
Lucas is the man, yo.
Yeah.
Thanks for the recommendation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, the way,
my friend,
yeah.
yeah, and my clients do give a like on the Fed Academy, so they are giving out good free contents every week. So please do follow them as well.
Awesome, guys. Thanks, man. We're checking out.
No problem. Okay. That's all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Ciao. Bye.